Welcome to part 3 of Competency 12. In this video, we will work with box plots. Box plots are a major part of middle school mathematics. So before we begin, make sure that you are familiar with all these aspects that you see in front of you. Now, one thing I need to note for you is see where you have your whiskers, okay? They are not always even, but they're still 25% of your data. Okay, now we do not call them box and whisker plots anymore, but now you see where the whisker term comes from. So if you need to stop the video, go find something good online to help you brush up. There are several places. At the end of all my videos, I have my favorite YouTube person. You can go to that YouTube if you like, or others, or maybe your notes as I've suggested before. Okay, let's begin. Number 1, construct a box plot for the following set of 12 individual data and find the value of mu, which is the mean. Okay, first I do want to note, do not put those in order. Don't waste your time. Simply enter them in your calculator. Your calculator will do what it needs to do to get you your information. Okay, so first push data, and as you see, I have already populated L1 with what we need, okay? And I can arrow down and show those to you. Okay, when I get to see, oops, now arrow up, see what happened? You can arrow up and get to the last one. And I see when I highlight 27, which is our last value, it says you are number 12, okay? All right, if you've seen my other videos, you've already seen this. Okay, so now, what if you need to populate and you've got other stuff in there? Okay, so you can scoot over and use L2 if you like, okay, but I'm in L1. Or you can push data again and clear out as needed, okay, if you haven't done that before. There's other features here to help you out. Okay, so let's go second mode. It's always good to back all the way out before you go to get, to use your list to calculate. Okay? Be careful with that. I've messed myself up not backing out all the way. Now, go second, data. There we go. That's what we need. And we are working with one var, which is your one variable, meaning we just need L1, okay? All right, so let's push enter. Okay, I have it already set up. Make sure that you highlight whichever of the three lists that you're using. And then because of what we need, you need to go with one, okay? Which means you don't have a frequency list, okay? We're not doing that. We did that in the prior video. We don't do that here. Okay, now let's push enter and enter again. And this is what we need. And automatically, you need to know though, that if you didn't realize or you didn't catch it in the other videos, number 2 is your X bar. X bar is your mean. That is a mean of data. Okay. And N equals 12 is, hey, that's the number of data entries you had. We had 12 individual data sets or set of those. Okay. So B is what we need. That's the correct option. However, it said construct your box plot. Well, the mean isn't part of the box plot. That can only be derived from the data. So sometimes you're not given the data. So we need to get on board and get this done. So what do? You arrow down. Keep arrowing down until there it is. There's my minimum. And that's 2. So I need to put a 2 here. You can just put 2 or min of 2, whatever you want to do. And I could have better handwriting here. Okay. Just do whatever you need to do to fill it in so you know. So that's my minimum. Now over here, I need my max, and my max is going to equal, let's see. Of course, you could eyeball this, but the point is to get it done on the calculator. You will teach this in middle school, with and without a calculator. Okay, there's my Q1. Okay, so that's 7.5. And you should know that Q1 is always right here. Okay, you should know these simple properties. Okay, so then we know Q2. Q2 is this line right here. Okay, that's my median. So my MED median, what does it equal? We'll arrow down 16.5. Okay, very important. And then let's go to our Q3. Well, that is 28.5. And then my maximum is 33. Okay. Now, you in your mind, you're probably thinking, okay, well, I could have just eyeballed some of this and seen it very quickly. True. Very true that you could have done that. However, sometimes you have so much data, or they're not going to give you the data. They're going to ask other things of you, and then you have to figure it out on your own. You'll see as we progress, okay? The basic thing that I'm trying to relay here is you can use your calculator to get information from your data. You don't have to go through all of this strain and stress of ordering them and picking through them. Your calculator will do it for you. Okay, let's look at number 2. Construct a box plot for the following set of 13 data. Please note that they are the same other than at the end here, number 13 is 20. Okay, so let's make the correction. Okay, so second mode, I'm going to back out. Now let's go to my data. I can arrow up to get to the 13th position. Okay, just simply enter 20 and enter. Okay, that's just for simplicity for teaching. Okay, I thought it'd be nice also to see what happens if I just add, you know, randomly pick a number to put in and see how it changes everything. First off, they want us to construct the box plot and then find the value of mu. Again, okay, well, what is the mean when I changed it? Well, go second mode to back out and then second data. And we want all the exact same setup. Everything from before is great. And now it does make a difference. We need to round. Okay, so what is that going to do? That's going to mean that we have 17.7 rounded instead of just 17 and a half. So that changed. Okay, what else changed? And of course, we have 13, n equals 13 because we have 13 items. Okay, but we still need to fill in to create our box plot. So let's arrow down and get this information. So obviously 2 is still going to be our minimum, right? Okay, so we still have 2 here. Okay, and Q1 still the same, 7.5. Okay, and again, pretend that you can read my handwriting. Okay, well, what about Q2? Ooh, it did change. So because 20 is kind of like in the middle of everything, it made a difference in the value of my Q2. And also, I added on, instead of 12 data points, we now have 13. So we literally had to go to the center number. And that number in the middle, the literally in the middle is 17. So let's go down and see Q3 did not change. It is still the same, which is very interesting. Okay, then our maximum, of course, it didn't change. All we did is put a number kind of in the middle somewhere, and it changed that Q2 or that median middle value. Okay, all right, let's go to number 3. Number 3, what are the values of Q1, Q2, and Q3 of the following data, respectively? Okay, just so happens that it's still the same data. However, we need to use the data, the 12 points. So you have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So we need to go in our list and remove that last one that was added prior, which was the 20. So let's go back in. I'm going to arrow up and see where my 20 is. Well, that would be 13 data points, and we're using the original 12. So just simply push delete. Okay, now we have everything that we need. Okay, so do you remember what they were? Well, I remember 7.5, and I think it was 16.5. I know that Q3 was 28.5. So let's go back and check. So I'm going to back all the way out by second mode and then go second data, and everything should still be set up the way I need it, and it is. Okay, here we go. So yes, that's my mean, but I got to arrow down to get what I need. Okay, Q1, yes. So that would be 7.5, 16.5, and that one. So let's see here. Ooh, obviously. Oh, this kind of threw my eyeball right here. See? But that's incorrect. It has to be A. That's the only one. I had to look at it for a second. So these others are incorrect, obviously. So if you use your calculator, it's very quick to see what you need if you're asked to do these. And I don't remember it on my test, but I could definitely see this being put on a middle school test and a university practice test with fewer numbers, or maybe this amount of numbers. I've had to do that at the university because if you know how to use your calculator, there is no reason for you not to pop out these values or what other question related. You should be able to answer it, which leads us to number 4. What is the value of the range and the IQR of the data in question 1, which is what we have above from question 3? Okay, well, how do we get the range? Well, you take the minimum and the maximum and you subtract them, which just at a coincidence happens to be these two first values. So 33 minus 2 is obviously 31. So all of these guys go, I mean, A, B, and C rather, those two options. Now, that would be the range. Now, what is the IQR interquartile range? Well, that's Q3 minus Q1. Okay? All right, and we have those. Uh, Q3, it's on my screen, on my calculator. Well, that is 28.5 minus 7.5, which is 21. Okay, well, if you're not sure if the numbers are larger, put it in your calculator really quick. Don't do it in your head because you're taking a test. Time is of the essence and accuracy is a must. So quickly back out of your calculator. You've already saved some time by not having to rearrange this garbage and letting your calculator do it for you in the first place. Okay, so quickly type it in. 28.5 minus 7.5, and voila, 21, which is option D. Okay. All right. So that's just a time saver. Remember, you have 3 minutes, and even typing those in and then answering whatever follows, because I could see these two questions being together like this, all this being together. I could see it, or them just giving you the image with the values and the numbers at the bottom. Either way, just use your calculator, type it in, and then notice, remember, you always have a record of what you just did prior. You can go up and down and look at everything you have. Remember to always use that. You can go to your data, see what you have, and then you can go to your stats also and see what you have. Okay. Like I can go here to 3 stat bars, and it shows me the last thing that I have entered my information. It shows what I had already pre-set up. Okay. All right. So let's go to number 5. Number 5, what are the values of Q1, Q2, and Q3 for the following data respectively? Okay. What you need to do is remember, do not put them in order. Go straight to your data. Okay, I have mine entered into L2. So you may want to jot down really quick where you've got it all entered. And as you see, I can go up, verify here that number 19 is my 12th entry. Okay, so now what do? We can say second stat. Now, sometimes it's best to back out all the way, but for this, I tried it. It's okay. All right, so now I'm on number one variable. Again, that's what we need to use. Okay, now I already have L2 highlighted. Okay, and number one for frequency needs to be highlighted. You need to keep that because we don't have a frequency list. We have one variable of info. Okay, all right, so if we push calc, enter, and there we go. It's telling me I have 12 items. So before you enter them, it's always good to count them. Let's see, I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So you might want to jot down while you're working that you have 12 data points that you are entering in your calculator. And you do need to practice that. Okay. I have had to take tests, university-based practice tests where they did give me a short list and I was required to type those in. And you will teach this to your middle school students. Okay. All right, so I need to keep going down. Remember, we're looking for Q1, Q2, and Q3. And see, they're all together right there. That's 9A and B. See how it's listed? Okay, so I need 21 is, oh, I need to go. I went too far. There we go. There's my Q1, my MED, which is my Q2, and my Q3. Okay, there we go. I need 16, 21, and 36.5, which is option D. So if you can be accurate entering in your data points and use your arrow to arrow up and down, verify that you've entered them correctly, then you will definitely be able to enter everything within the 3 minutes that you're allotted for your question, which all the tests, they pretty much give you 3 minutes, depending on if you're taking the math slash science. That's a little different, but I'm pretty sure it's about 3 minutes. Okay, so you have 3 minutes to enter. Make sure you're accurate. Practice your accuracy that you can do it. And then it's very quick as long as you remember what buttons to push. And remember, you won't have a handheld in the test. You are going to have an on screen. So do me a favor, go and Google TI 84. There's different ways to Google it, not 84. You can also get it 84. TI 30XS. And enter in there are different ways to do it. You can say free emulator, and Google things like that, and you will get a free one on screen that you can practice with. It's also good to have your handheld. Practice with all of it, go as fast as you can using it, and depending on your test location, and you're gonna have to do it, to be honest with you. You're not gonna have a nice pretty little pen like you hear me. You can probably hear me using my pen on my screen. That's not what you're going to get. You are going to have to use like your mouse. Practice with your mouse, using it to be as quick and accurate as you can. Okay, this is the last question for this video. I wanted to thank everyone who's liked us, subscribed, shared, and congratulations to those of you who have told me you passed your test and you voiced your appreciation, and that's amazing. Thank you for that. But do me a favor, everyone. These videos are free. Take that in mind and pay that appreciation forward to your students. Remember that somebody helped you. I mean, I may not be perfect, but at least I'm trying to help you. I hope I am helpful. Remember that they're just young people, and to pay it forward to them. Remember, they need somebody too. All right? Happy testing, everybody.